Hi, and welcome to D.I.D. in Raw Life. On this channel, we will be basically showing you what it's like living with multiple personality disorder. Recently, sorry, I'm just still learning how to do this camera thing. But basically, we're showing what it's like to live with multiple personality disorder, or otherwise known as dissociative identity disorder, which is actually the current diagnoses for it. On a day-to-day basis. So everything from our good days to our bad days to just whatever we're doing that day, it'll be on here. And it was actually one of my other alters idea. Her name is Cassie. Um, it was her idea to start this channel. So we are hoping to both fight the stigma against mental health, as well as we're trying to fight the stigma as well as raise awareness about DID, because a lot of people have the misconception that it doesn't exist or that it's something that it's not. And there's a lot of misconceptions out there about it. Everything from we're psychotic, which we're actually not. It can appear at times as a psychotic disorder, but it's not. It's actually a dissociative issue, not one of us of psychosis. Um, from psychosis to we're crazy, and really we're not as crazy as people tend to take on. Like, people really tend to think we are just out there crazy, and really we're not too much different than you. I mean, your neighbor could be at multiple and you wouldn't even know it and whatnot. Because people with D.I.D are, in my experience, until they find someone with whom they're extremely comfortable and trust, they're really good at concealing it. I mean, that's the whole root of the disorder, in a sense, is that's how it survives. And that's how we survived, um, is through not having the issue found out or discovered and whatnot. So those who have the disorder are actually pretty good at concealing it. And that's the issue with the media not helping the opinions and how people look at it. The media tends to think, oh, everybody with the idea are like these big switches where it's like, oh my god, it's gonna be totally obvious if they change personality, if this thing even exists, and it's not. It actually takes someone really having full trust, usually, or at least being fairly comfortable with a person before the alters become less covert. Like, personally, when I'm home, my alters are quite obvious and whatnot. Like, you can tell it's not me. When I'm with my fiance, I call him my hubby all the time because we've been together for 3 years, so we basically were married. But with him, it's obvious. And especially with my therapist, it's quite obvious when, a different person's there, because they come out as their full selves. However, if, say, I were to meet a stranger on the street, I might not be myself, but it's going to be that alter is going to be present in a more covert fashion so that it's not obvious that I'm not me. So anyways, that's a little bit about D.I.D. I will actually do another video explaining a little bit more, but right now this is just a welcome to the channel. So basically, we will be doing totally unedited. That's the other thing, is this channel, the alter who requested it, Cassie, requested that these videos not be super edited, they not be scripted, so I'm not going to sit here and, like with this video, I'm not talking very clearly or anything. I'm kind of rambling and stuttering, and never done a YouTube video before, so it's kind of figuring out. But instead of sitting here and redoing this video until it's smooth and professional and looks awesome, we're not going to do that, because D.I.D. life isn't like that. It's not scripted. It's not perfect. There's a lot of word jumbling where I will sit here and try and find the word for a minute or two. And we're not professionals. I'm 20. I'd be pretty impressed if I was a professional by now. And whatnot. And it's not perfect. And it's not truly gonna be this super pretty edited thing that you'd see. And she really wants you guys to see it pretty much raw. Hence, they all voted on the name. Personally, not a name I'd choose. But that's the name they voted on, so whatever. But so they really wanted it to be pretty cut and dry. Like, what you guys are seeing is exactly what it did. Or what happened. It's not like this, oh, well, yeah, this is the video, but actually this is the video after the 6th attempt. Or, yeah, but we're cutting, yeah, this is what happened, but she actually cut 3 minutes out because her hair was messed up. Or, I don't know, she lost track of her words. Or whatever. It's exactly what it is. And whatnot. So anyways, on to my introduction, because this video is getting long. I'm Laura. I'm 20 years old. I'm from the state of Oregon. I am what is typically considered the host, which means I'm the person that's out most often. So I kind of present in the day-to-day majority of life. So I'm making a last-minute decision. I'm going to do a system introduction video later. So I'll do that part later. So I'm the main host person, like on a day-to-day basis, I'm mainly the person you're going to see. Or that is forward or, out most often. Like I mentioned before, I'm engaged. I have been for 3 years. I have a puppy who's sitting over there on the couch. I don't know if I can get her to come over here. Bonnie, come here. And that is my pupper. And she's playing shy. She's a boxer greyhound mix, and she's 7 years old. Yeah, now I'm talking about my dog. Weird. But actually she is a registered and certified service animal. So that makes her even better. That makes her like 3 times more awesome than she would be. And whatnot. So I have a dog, I have a hubby, obviously have D.I.D. I also have post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety disorder, hit or miss eating disorder. I was diagnosed with anorexia in the restricting form for, I would say, about 4 or 5 years of my life. I struggled with it before I finally began a whole refeeding process and recovery and whatnot. And something I still consider myself diagnosed with because I still have times of relapse and whatnot with it. So those are my main diagnoses and whatnot. So I'm really into crocheting. I do a lot of that. Pretty active. And now I'm blabbering. So that's a little bit about me. A little more about the channel, and I promise I'll keep this video short after that. We do accept comments, questions, emails, you name it. So basically anything we do accept. Like, if you said, hey, what's it like living with D.I.D? Or, I know some of the common questions I get on my D.I.D forum are really common, like, hey, how do you manage time management or responsibilities, or what's work like? Do one of you go to work, or do all of you go to work, or is it hit or miss, or whatever? So we accept questions, comments, all of that. The only thing is, please don't be rude. There's no need for it. We respect everybody. We give everybody respect right off the get-go. Well, most of us. some of us have an attitude problem. But, we respect you. We don't go dissing on your channel, don't go dissing on ours. We also don't get into the politics of D.I.D. And we call it politics because that's a lot of what it is. Um, that being, we don't care whether some people believe this D.I.D is super rare and that only a few in like 1 million people have it. And some people are like, hey, folks, it's really not rare. Like 5 in every 30 people have it, or whatever. We don't care. We don't care on the rare, not rareness, commonness of it. And we don't care if you think it does exist or not because it's in the DSM. There's many, many, many people out there who honestly do have this disorder. So all I'm going to say is point blank, it's real. It exists. So choose to believe us or not, but I don't see how you could get, hundreds and hundreds of people to fake it all the same and meet all the same symptoms if they're faking it. Some of who have never met. So it does exist. So we don't argue about the reality of it because the reality is it's a true disorder. And we don't argue about how common it is. And so we really just don't get into the politics here because they don't matter. Anyway, so that's a little bit about us, and I will cut myself off there.